Number 10, the AK-47. The interesting thing about the AK-47 is it has massive recoil. So massive, in fact, that when you actually do kill somebody, you can have a reason to feel happy about yourself. It's very good at getting critical kill assists because of the massive recoil. You have to rely on teammates very often. It's especially a very useful gun if the enemy is not shooting at you. As long as they're shooting at something else, like that APC he just shot at, then you have a pretty good chance of taking them down. Now the AK-47 is a good up-close and personal weapon, but anything medium range or beyond, it's very difficult just to keep it steady, even with the attachments on it. Of course, every once in a while, the AK-47 will work in your favor. Such as right here, I'm going to have two guys come after me from behind. They didn't realize I turned around. And without the iron sights or looking through the scope, I just, fortunately, took them both out. It's a good spawn camping weapon. If you don't actually take anyone out, the least you can do is distract them. Number 9, the G3A4. It is the default weapon in Battlefield Play4free for the Assault class. It's actually a pretty good weapon. You can hold it more steady. It has less recoil than the AK-47. It is the weakest gun in the game as far as damage is concerned, but it still is a fun weapon to play with. It's no match for the M95, of course, especially from a distance. But you can pop off about 2 or 3 rounds that are pretty precise and dead on at the enemy, if you can hold the recoil down. Short bursts work well with this gun. If you're up close, then you can hold it down as with most assaults. Here I'm going to be shot by the sniper across the street on that roof. He's going to take me down to 29 health, and the reason I have it in slow motion is because shortly after, the guy with the shotgun over there on that roof, there's a sniper, I'm sorry, he's up below, and then the guy with the shotgun up top is going to shoot me and take off the remaining 29 health. All the way across the street. You're going to see him over here on the right in slow motion. There he goes. That was the G3. Like I said, it's a pretty decent gun for being a default weapon. Better than the AK. 8, you have the STG. AUG. This gun is fun to play with up close, but from a distance it's exceedingly hard to keep the reticle on the enemy, mainly because the recoil keeps shoving to the right. But it shoots incredibly fast. It has the biggest ammo clip, and it's a great gun, especially when the enemy's running to the right. You have to keep holding or pushing your mouse to the left when you shoot if the enemy's going in any other direction than right. But surprisingly enough, this gun is fairly accurate as long as you can hold it steady. Alright, number 7 is the 416. This used to be my favorite weapon before December the 20th, and when they nerfed all the weapons. This gun was so fast shooting and so accurate. It is still an incredibly fast shooting gun. It is great for, like I said, up close or medium range. From a distance, it has, I would say, more spread on it than most of the assault rifles. But if you can hold the scope down and prevent it from going to the left and right so much, then you can get some great medium range kills. Also, I don't even know why I put that in there. I think I was going to make a joke about the truck, but anyways, number 6, the M16 A2. Great burst fire assault weapon. Some people love this weapon. They would put it number 1. But for me, it would be the reason I put it number 6 is because, you know, up close it's wonderful. It takes 1 or 2 burst fires to take the enemy down. Medium, it's pretty good. It takes about 2 or 3 burst fires, but the long range on it just spreads out so much that many times when you are trying to shoot at an enemy who is a long distance away, you can shoot all 3 shots out of the burst and none will register. None will make contact with the opponent. So that's why I put this gun at number 6. But it certainly is a good, fun gun to use, especially to harass the enemy at a distance, and it's lethal up close and at medium range. And if they're having to reload, then the enemy won't stand a chance. From the hip fire accuracy is pretty good, as you can see. Just took those people down without looking down the sights. They can certainly chew up ammo pretty quickly if you just and repeated firing. 5 is the XM8. I used to really not like this weapon. The recoil on it used to be so bad before you could put these attachments on the weapon, and the spread on it was absolutely horrible. But after putting on some decent attachments on the XM8, I began to really like this weapon a lot. It's pretty accurate as long as you don't hold the fire button down when you're shooting at an enemy from a distance. It's probably more accurate from a distance than, well, I know than the M16, but it's just an incredibly fun gun to use. It's got a unique look to it. Takes off some pretty good damage. Shoots slower than some of the assault rifles, but it's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
Enemy infantry spotted.
4 is the Scar L. Most people, or a lot of people, will say this is their favorite assault weapon. I mean, it's shoots fast. It's incredibly accurate. It's even great from a distance. But there's some, it was a tough decision to make this number 4, but there were some other weapons that I just enjoy a lot more than this one. But as you can see from that clip right there, it was pretty spread out when I was holding down the trigger. So you still have to do small bursts, though not as small as a lot of your other assault rifles.
Enemy infantry spotted.
I was getting back here to spawn camp just to kind of show you the accuracy on it from range.
We have a tank over here.
Number 3 is the M4A1. This
Cleared and under control.
is one of my favorite weapons to use in the game. I would have placed it as number 1, but there were just 2 other guns that I have way too much fun with. The thing I like about the M4A1 is it shoots incredibly fast, but it's also incredibly accurate, even from a range. You have to use short bursts if they're that far away, or are pretty far away, but it shoots the bullets out so fast that even from a distance, it lands 2 or 3 shots as the recoil goes up. From the hip fire, it's incredibly accurate. Medium range to close range, it's just an epic weapon, and even from a distance, it just shoots so fast that even when you have to shoot in small bursts, it still hits them about 2 or 3 times. So it doesn't take long to take an enemy out with this particular weapon. As a matter of fact, I was really on fire with this particular gun when I was recording this video. It was absolutely amazing. I'm just still going strong, still haven't been taken out. As a matter of fact, I think I ran out of ammo here, and I took out my pistol and went as far as I could just with the pistol. But I'm telling you, having that M4A1 in your inventory, it just makes you that much better with the pistol. And I am glad that they nerfed the pistols and the shotguns. See what happens when you have the M4A1, especially with the attachments. People just are so intimidated that they do not even shoot at you. Number 2 is the AN-94. This is an incredible weapon. It is one of the funnest weapons that is in the game. It's always a toss-up between this weapon and the AEK, and to be honest, I would probably play with the AN-94 more than the any other weapon in this game, simply because it's that fun to use. It's deadly accurate. As long as you get headshots, you take off a massive amount of damage. See that guy just basically sniped a sniper with it. It's a great long-range gun, great medium-range gun, and a great close-range gun if you shoot. If you just keep clicking that mouse as fast as you can when the enemy closes in on you. It is actually an incredibly fast shooting weapon. But I love the accuracy on it. And this gun in particular, I believe, is the cheapest one to buy with credits for the assault class, once you reach the required rank. I'm sure that guy was getting so aggravated with me. And the number 1 gun, I have already mentioned it in the for number 9. Or I'm sorry, number 2. But the number 1 gun is, and you probably already know this, the AEK 971. And I don't even have the +3 version, and I enjoy using this gun more than most of the other assault rifles, excluding the AN-94. This gun is just epic. It's a phenomenal weapon. From any range, it can mow anybody down. It feels weighty, it feels heavy, so that even when you're shooting in bursts, it's almost as if the gun brings itself back down to the center position so that you can continue to accurately shoot at the enemy. Saw him out of my rear view there. Didn't take long. Close up. It's very good from the hip as well. has a little spread there from a distance, and that doesn't always happen. It usually doesn't spread out that much from range, but that's probably because I was using burst fire too much or too long. Take little pot shots. It's very good at doing that. And I also like the sound of this weapon. But the performance of it is outstanding.
Roger that.
Certainly not the fastest firing assault weapon, but the one of the most deadly.
I need ammo.
And this weapon can be accessed at the very beginning. I believe at rank 1.
Roger that.
I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's one of the first weapons that's unlocked, if it's not already unlocked at the beginning when you start off at rank 1. Anyways, that concludes my top 10. Hope you enjoyed.
Вымокли bunker.